Hello.
Yes, there we
Yeah,
are.
now I can hear you. Fucking hell. Okay. My wife made me the wrong coffee. I went half.
Oh, did she get you a full cup?
Yeah, I like mine strong, so I just pour the cup halfway full.
Oh, yeah.
From 9 to 5 weekdays and from 9 to 1 on Saturdays, she's cutting hair.
And when I say I'm cutting hair, I work for Cuts for You, so I'm cutting hair. That's all I do.
That's it.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
No washing, no nothing.
Yeah.
One after the other, like a sardine factory, you cut hair. That's it.
Okay. Well, it's good you found a place where they can make use of your skill, even if it's just a small part of your skill.
Yeah.
I think they do appreciate her, and they probably would be able to attest to that as well. But
am I allowed to have one of these things?
Of course, yes. Nobody minds here. That's the beauty of online interviews.
Yeah, no, you can smoke in the interview. I'll tell you what, that's probably the most expensive item in New Zealand today is a cigarette.
Interesting.
That's why I have to work long hours days.
To afford her bad habits.
Yeah.
But and if you look at the cost of cigarettes over here versus the cost of cigarettes, I know we're going off topic, but we're just chatting. The cost of cigarettes over here versus the cost of cigarettes in South Africa. What you pay for one pack of cigarettes here, you'll get 10 in South Africa.
Right, 10 to 1. Okay. So when someone visits from South Africa, you probably want to find out very quickly if they smoke, because they can bring a few cigarettes for you.
Yeah, well, that's a few. Every person is allowed to bring in 2 packets of cigarettes.
That's it. Oh.
That's it. No more. The rest you will. Because there's also, I mean, let's be honest, it's a good tax-paying device. Each one of those cigarettes, I was reading up the other day or not so long ago, each cigarette is $1.03 in duties and fees.
On Monday it goes up another $1, $37.
Oh, she pays $36.50 for a packet of cigarettes. That's what you pay. You pay for a whole carton of cigarettes over there. But there's a lot of tax there. So the taxes the smokers are paying their dues in taxes.
Yes. Right. When you look back on those days, what do you feel now? You're sitting here in New Zealand. You're in a small town where you wanted to be. It's summer coming on now. You have basically settled in. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much anchored down in Whakatane where we are. I mean, it was a story on its own how we got to Whakatane, but yeah, it's a beautiful little town. Sam was the first one to get a job here, and then we eventually moved here altogether. For 4 months, I think she was driving all the way from Rotorua to Whakatane every day to convince me that this is where she really wants to be.
Yeah.
And, I think we're happy in the town. We're part of the community. I mean, we know a lot of people already, and we just mingle with them, and we're fine. We've anchored down. I think.
No regrets.
No. Look, I mean, I would say that both of us still miss our families in South Africa a lot, but everybody has their little path to run, and what can we say? I mean, it's that's about the only bad. If you look at New Zealand over here, the amount, the secureness of New Zealand, where you don't have to look over your shoulder every day to see if someone's coming to knock you over the head with a brick like they did with me in South Africa, for instance. So you feel safe, you feel secure, you feel it's a total stress-free. Well, I can't say stress-free, but yeah, there's a lot of stress that's dropped.
Your anxiety is like cut, like from out of 10 down to like 1, because you're not
10 to 1.
Yeah, your anxiety levels.
Cigarette prices went up 10 times. Anxiety went down 10 times.
I wonder. Let me put it this way: cigarette price on its own is an anxiety, but I'm just leave that.
Do you have a bit of a work-life balance at the moment?
Not really, not me. No.
No, she
No,
quite.
I work from 9 until 5, and then I get home and I work from 5:30 till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night sometimes.
Oh, right, okay.
Not every night.
Not
it's
every
so
night,
late.
but I
I mean,
said some nights I work until really late.
It really happened when I overbooked. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
But you're not always sure what project you're going to have, because people
Yeah.
come in, they
not sure.
want, you know, so it's
They
colours.
change their mind and they want the big project.
Yeah. Then they want to go all the way.
Yeah. So Sam, you got the job first, but Ossie, you got the primary. You were the first to get primary visa holder.
That is correct, yeah. No, I was the first. We applied on my my job at the time with the plumber, and we were always going to change over to Sam being the main applicant, because I turned 56 in November, and so I would have been too old to apply for residence in any way. So that the fact that we switched to her already, that's just because of the whole COVID thing and being redundant and stuff like that. It just made sense to change all the visas at the time where she becomes the main applicant and I have then the open visa.
Ossie, a lot of people are your age or near your age, and a lot of people are disheartened and they don't come, or they don't feel it's worth coming here. When you and I met, I was very positive after we talked, because after we talked, I understood very clearly that you were fit, you were motivated, and you were very skilled on something that has a big need here, which is a lot of domestic call-outs.
Yeah.
You had trained other people, and you said, there's not a job I haven't done, and if there is, I'll probably have a number of similar jobs to learn it very quickly anyway, because you've been just doing call outs for 29 years, right? 30 years now, maybe more than 30 years.
Yeah. That's basically what I have been doing. I mean, I've now switched to something totally different, but that's just because of circumstances. I think once I got my new visa, I applied for quite a few different jobs, but never really got any good replies as such. So I think post-COVID, there's a major upheaval in the people's heads about whether they should be employing or not. And I just then eventually decided, I can't wait for all of that. I'm just going to start my own thing, and I'll do fix-ups around the house. So anything that falls apart, I put together again.
You've changed vocations. I want to get into Sam because she's got an equally powerful background that helped her get work. But just while we're on that topic here, Ossie, you have switched. You're no longer just a classic domestic plumber, although I suppose you could do that because you are registered. Is that right?
No, well, it was supposed to be registered by the company that I came in with. They didn't do the registration at the time, but the thing is, you have to go through 4 months under a New Zealand plumber. Then you have to, and your skills assessment must be done, and then you have to go and write a test with the PGDB to be qualified as a tradesman. You're not necessarily licensed, so it's quite a long path. But and it's pretty costly, but probably well worth it for someone that's younger than me.
Yeah. So you didn't make it through that current employer, and the age did get in the way, and you just decided Sam decided to pick up the primary visa holder,
Well, as I say, that was inevitable in any way. We knew that before we left South Africa, that somewhere at the stage we're going to be switching over to Samantha.
Okay.
It was rushed at that time, but
So Sam was equally interesting. It didn't take long for me to figure out that with all of your diverse skills, Sam, the different things you can do, plus your ability to hold and retain clients, plus your ability to get more clients, I knew that that's a conversation that employers here would want to have, and I hope that's I hope that helps you feel confidence and just engage the companies here in New Zealand and just present yourself, your skills, and what you're able to do, what you've done in the past.
Well, to be honest with you, when I worked in a salon, which I originally came to do, Kate, I will be honest with you, I really felt out of sorts, and my opinion about what I witnessed there was not really. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to be very professional in these salons, like, or whatever. So they're trying to be an upmarket professional place, which I understand, but it's not a friendly environment. So it's not a people-friendly place, because all the people that go there as a hairdresser, you can't go and sit and have a cup of coffee with your client, get to know who's sitting in your chair.
Oh, really?
Build a relationship.
Right.
You know, you have to drink your coffee in the back. It's very impersonal at the same time.
Sure.
And I felt really out of sort when I worked at hair, to be honest with you.
It's probably just because Sam is very used to in her environment, in her salon.
Totally different. My clients
It's
used
casual.
My clients used to come in, know each other, because they saw each other last month there, having the same sort of things done. My clients used to come in, if they saw that the salon was busy, they would even go and offer the clients coffee and make it themselves. Sweet because they saw that the place was getting all rowdy because it was so busy. Answer my landline because nobody was getting to it. It was just a different, friendly environment. So from me coming from a salon where my clients were all friends with everybody, they were all friendly, everybody knew each other's names, or if they didn't know each other's names, they would make conversation, sitting next to each other in the salon. It wasn't a very sticky kind of vibe. But when I worked at,
It was just too formal for you.
it was just too formal. Yeah, I mean, like I said to you, I nearly got fired within the first 3 days.
What was the offense?
I had a hearing because I had a cup of coffee in my hand that I by accident took to the front.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yes. Then the client asked me for foils, and she didn't want compact foils. She wanted just a few because she didn't want the regrowth to be high maintenance, you know? Which I listened to the client. Oh no, the manager said my foils were not compact enough. Then what was the other thing? Oh, when I did the Kerasilk, the manager wasn't happy with my flat ironing. I was like, this woman is crazy. And eventually when the area manager came to see me, because now I had to get this big meeting, and I asked her, I said, have any of these clients complained? She said, no. I said, so why are we sitting here?
Good question.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I wonder a bunch of things from what you said. Is it standard in New Zealand, the formal? Is it standard in South Africa, the informal? Is there a chance here for bringing your special flavor to maybe your own business in the future?
Well, that's what I'm doing at home. The clients come here, they love it. You know, they absolutely love it. We all sit outside, have a cup of tea, water, whatever.
Yeah.
Coffee. And they actually say that if you go and look at my SA Stylist page on Facebook, go read the reviews, and they feel comfortable. They can bring their children along. The children can watch TV. They don't feel out of place. You know, most clients, like, before they know me, they leave their cigarettes in the car because they're scared now they're going to come to a place where they, you know, and then they see that we smoke and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go get my fags, and they come and they sit and we all sit outside while the color's taking, go rinse.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm happy. Freedom. It's freedom to be who you want to be.
And the clients like freedom too, to be whoever they want to be in front of you, just having a good time. So it's a mix of things. They want something done, but they also want an atmosphere, a little bit of friendship.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's what a hairdresser is. You have to build a relationship to understand who's in your chair, to understand what type of personality. Do they like change? Don't they like change?
Right.
Who are you dealing with?
Yeah.
Some people are so scared of change, but they want change. You have to get to know that person in your chair.
Both of you, Sam and Ossie, you wanted a smaller community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we ended up in a pretty.
Yeah.
I think that, if I'm correct, I think the population of Whakatane is somewhere around 30,000.
Yeah, I
I
think
could
so.
be wrong.
Yeah, I think so. I heard that.
Just big enough for a library and maybe a hospital, but not too big for
Yeah.
no traffic jams.
Yeah, no traffic jams.
Do people complain about the traffic there? Of course they do. When it's 10 minutes long.
If the people in New Zealand just knew what a traffic jam was.
Do people complain about the crime, like when there's some spray paint on the wall?
No.
No, I think
and the people dates are so like honest. Like sometimes like they will like not have enough money to pay me or something, and then they'll leave and he's done and everything, and they'll leave and they'll obviously take their time, but they always come and they pay. You know what I mean? With the cash, and like, but because we from South Africa, we're not used to honesty. Hey, like you don't know. So we the chair, like hoping they're coming back to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they always come and pay. They're very honest and reliable, and yeah, lovely. I just like being here in Whakatane, actually.
The small community.
It's a very close knit.
Mm.
Which suits you, I'm assuming.
Yes, I love it. I love it that everybody knows and everybody talks together, and you know, it's lovely.
Your reputation follows you, and that's a good thing if you're a good person.
Yeah.
You can only try, Tate.
Yeah, and so you get your little community, you get your little slice of community, your friend group, and that friend group is somehow related to the work group to start off with, but it may go into other things too, some hobbies, just neighbors, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like our neighbor here, he's got a very amazing garden. That is actually his name's Tony, and he's putting his garden in the competition for Garden of the Year.
Oh.
And it's beautiful at night. It lights up. It's so we dare not let our garden come out of out of control because everybody here, their lawns are mowed like weekly. It's spick and span where we stay. So you have to kind of make sure that you're keeping up with the street morals.
Minimum standards. Be aware of those standards,
Yeah.
Are you growing anything at home besides the tobacco?
Yeah, we got our vegetables. The tomatoes have been sprung up, but we've got like little seedlings going.
Let me see if I can swing this camera around.
At this house, we have a feijoa tree. We've got lime trees. We've even got grapes.
Great.
Yeah.
I guess you have most of everything in South Africa. What about feijoas? Is that a little bit new?
Yeah, feijoa is pretty new. It's more or less what we would compare to a guava.
Yes, there's a similarity there. The guavas are very good. We have guava berries here, but we don't get those big, nice yellow guava fruits here.
No, we don't have them. Yeah, no, I haven't seen them.
But they've got these little guava berries the size of a grape that hang on a bush.
Wait, there it is. See, there's our feijoa.
That's the feijoa tree. Great. Oh, there'd be quite a few on that one.
And then, it's quite a biggish one. And then we've got a few
beds. Great. Look at that. You don't have to bend over for those guys.
Yeah, this is exactly what we found, and this, to Sam's delight, because she's always wanted that.
Yeah, and the grapes, I see them in the back, just there against the fence.
There's some grapes on the fence there.
This is wonderful.
We're still trying to figure out what this tree is. We think it might be a persimmon.
Not a grape tree. Okay, yeah, I see.
It might be a persimmon, but no, that one over there is the grape.
Oh, okay.
Right behind those trees and in those trees.
Oh,
Yeah, and a little garden, and
Well, it's a well-kept place.
it's
A little bit of work there.
it's not so bad, not such tough work. I don't think.
Barbecue, you got barbecue options. You've got a yard. You've got neighbors. You've got. How close are you to the ocean?
Oh, about 10, 15 minutes, 15 minutes drive.
Yeah, it's a tough life, huh?
Yeah, it's very tough. It's very tough. We go there maybe once every week or 2 weeks or so. It's,
I love it.
You know what's really great about this? Here you are in a small city that you enjoy with a community that you feel comfortable with, and you have some respect for the fact that people are humble and honest and they know each other. And you're serving them, and you're both accumulating a client base from this community, and the reputation is going to, some people are going to be talking, oh, have you worked with those South Africans before? They're really great. They do, they do what they say they're going to do, and that sort of thing. He's really experienced. I mean, both of your experience is really intense. I think South Africa is correct me if I'm wrong, a great testing ground for becoming good, because the competition is so tough there for most roles. So if you come here and if you can apply the same quality of work and the same customer satisfaction ethic, that sort of thing, you're going to be levels above what they're used to here for most trades, for most things.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
It's like I was telling my clients the other day, I said, oh, in South Africa I was a horrible boss. And they were laughing. They said, why, Samantha? I said, because in South Africa, my staff never got lunch breaks. They said, really? I said, really? It's like there in South Africa,
eat when you get a chance to
you
eat.
eat when you get a chance. You don't eat because now you have a lunch break and whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, my staff didn't hate me for that. But I said, when you get to New Zealand, you have to have your lunch break, because that is common, I said, in South Africa, there's no such thing. I told them, I said, now I know how mean I was when I was in South Africa.
Yeah, but you don't notice because the culture is different.
Yeah, but when you're here, you realize you got a tea break, a lunch break,
And they bring you back to earth, eh?
A smoker's break.
Yeah.
It's like a different life.
Sam, you said something interesting on earlier today on the phone about people over 40 and the challenge of immigration not being for the lighthearted, but to take it maybe seriously. What advice would you have given yourself if you would be now speaking to yourself, a few years ago when you were just preparing for this big adventure?
Oh, you know what? I would just suggest that people start looking earlier in life. Don't make these big choices at 40 or these big decisions, because it is a big change. Tate, it's like I've literally had to restart or re-begin my life. It's literally starting over from scratch. And if you think about it, 40 it's still young, but it's not that young. I mean, I'm halfway to 80. You know what I'm saying? It's, if you want to settle down, now start buying a house. It's harsh. You know what I'm saying? So either people should do it when they're in their 30s, early 30s, but doing it in your 40s, or Andrew, it's worse. He's in his 50s, and also to make friends. I'm fortunate because I do people's hair, and I have to just, that it's one of those things I'm lucky with. But it's not easy making new friendships 40 plus. People have already got their friendship circles. They don't really want to make new friends.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really difficult. And we're not people that we're going to now go and start at a church just so that we can fit into a community. Like here in New Zealand, things are really different to South Africa. Like every time you move house, you have to clean all the fly poop and it's like that house has to be better looking than before you moved in. It must be upgraded, not downgraded, it has to be upgraded. So you best know that your family is not like mine that are highly untidy. like my son and Andrew over here. You know,
Where?
like people are very much perfectionists here in New Zealand, and they tidy. You know what I'm trying to say? And people look. You know, if your kitchen is a little bit, because he's always cooking, so there's always things lying around, and he thinks it's okay, it's homely. I'm like, no, people here in New Zealand are not like that.
But you would still do it again because you said that already.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I don't ever want to go back to South Africa.
And it's because of the crime and just the general anxiety levels and maybe fresh air, things like that.
I mean, the whole story of South Africa and the dangers over there, just for us alone. We went to the capital city, Tshwane or Pretoria, whatever you want to call it, to go and get some papers for coming here, or to send to immigration, I think. And even there, on the way out of the city, we got carjacked. I mean, we were held at gunpoint and only a cell phone taken. At a traffic light, only a cell phone taken, but at least it was only a cell phone. I got knocked over the head by a brick in a political gathering where I had 11 stitches over my head when she was in a state.
The thing is also the people here in New Zealand they're not actually aware of what's going on in South Africa. Now you're trying to explain to them that there's 59 million people in South Africa. And of that 59 million, there's below 5 million white people. So where's the racism? The white people are so scared. If they could get out there, they could be where we are sitting today. They actually would.
Yeah.
You know, because it's so, you're always in danger. It doesn't matter if you're sitting at a restaurant, sitting at home, in your car, at work.
Yeah.
You're always a statistic.
Yeah.
You gave me the right approach to give to prospective employees. You guided me through that process very well. When you started, I think we got to your door knocking stage where we were talking about door knocking, and by there, that's the time I started phoning for jobs, and that just changed the whole ball game from just sending emails randomly to a lot of people and not even getting a response to speaking to someone and getting a response. And the response was so good that on 2 occasions I got 2 jobs out of it.
From abroad?
Yep, all from abroad.
Right.
And just by phone.
Yeah.
Just by phone. I think Sam's was more.
Mine was by email. Mine wasn't by phone.
Even better.
But yeah, she did phone the lady afterwards and had a discussion with her.
Yeah.
And yes, it was finalized also by phone.
But they always need hairdressers as arty party people. They always are needed.
Yeah, no, they do need hairdressers. Definitely. The trade, they need people from the trade. I don't know what they're going to do now with the border closures and things that's going slower. They'll probably have to reevaluate and see what they're going to need afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All trades are needed, and they don't even need qualifications. In South Africa, you've got so many qualified people that are underemployed, and they're skilled. And here, they're so hungry for skilled, and they'll even take someone who's not qualified as long as they have verifiable good skills.
Yeah,
so there's a huge need here. The key is really that communication. I think you pointed it out. Sending stuff out and expecting a response, that's not how it works. That connection, they have to understand your skill set.
Yeah, and they have to chat to you. I mean, it just makes a person feel more comfortable, I suppose, if you've spoken to the person on the other side. And you can have a better feel for than just reading a CV for that matter.
Yeah.
And so, I think that was the cutting edge. That's what got us our work. Let me tell you what we've built up in this short time, through all the struggles and everything. We built up a lot. We've actually been pretty blessed all along. So, yeah.
You have gone through a lot. Now you've got your own business, Ossie.
Yeah. And so, you know what? We've got, and it can only look better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Day by day.
And Sam, you have your own business too, although it may be not feeling like your own business in the legal sense, it's the people you've got, and that's everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To meet the right people.
It
They're
is, yeah.
lovely and really lovely people, honestly. Oh, no, really. Like really good-hearted people.
It's been really great to catch up with you. I'm glad we could record it. I think other people will be happy to hear your story. Okay.
Yes, lovely seeing you again.
Good to see you too, Sam. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yes,
Bye.
bye.
To make myself some more coffee.